What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Yoshii. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos in the red color. He is Armycore. He's back. Well, he didn't really leave. If you guys don't know who Armycore is, where have you been? Well, you probably just weren't. Well, I can understand if you don't know who Armycore is. I can understand. He is the legend Armycore. If that doesn't bring any memories back, he was arguably the best player for a hot minute there. I think he competed with Magyar. He took a series off Magyar at some point. And he was easily the best Oranos player back in 2012, 2013. And he's just a super solid Oranos player from back then. Now, the thing is, he kind of gave up on the whole competitive thing. He had this really big conquest called the Sunday Classic, where he would call out another top player and organize a big show match where he would play a best of 5 or something on the Sunday against said player, post it to RTS Sanctuary, which was kind of the forums back in the day, and have like a really big spiel about how good he is and how everyone else sucks. And it was a good time. It was hilarious. I do recommend going back and reading some of those forums and having a good laugh at how silly everyone was. Hopefully you don't find my account, because I don't want to read what I had to say back then, because I was a big silly Billy. Anyways, Armycore, the legend. Armycore, the Oranos. Yoshii, on the other hand, if you don't know who Yoshii is, he is known as many other names, Chisophilis, to just say a few. But he played at the top level of deathmatch for quite some time. I believe he was the best deathmatch player, maybe next to Nakamura and maybe someone else. Like, he competed against the top deathmatch players and played at a very high level where that's concerned. But incredibly strong player in his own right, and a very fun player to watch. He's much more about the fun times rather than the crazy abuse. As we can actually see, this build order, which Yoshii is doing, looks awfully similar to a certain squash build order. So everybody is coming up with, or everybody has basically come up with this same build at the same time, and are all starting to use it. So this is going to be something that Norse players, Odin players alike are going to have to realize is something well worth investing in, because you end up getting a lot more resources to start the game off, because you're not being inefficient on this gold mine. And thank you so much for the 6 months, my friend Moradin. Appreciate you, my friend. You're a legend. As we're going to be seeing Freya come through very shortly. But it's it's really interesting to see these builds come through. As you can see, Ursa are actually already being built by the Odin player before he even clicks up. And this is something that I was thinking is going to be something that's going to start happening for Norse players. And I think it's really smart. He gets 1 Ursa out before he starts building. He's getting a 2nd Ursa out. He's going to have 3 Ursa out or 4 Ursa out before he's even in the classical age, and he can put pressure on straight away. It's kind of akin to like a Greek player getting out their early hero. Not only that, we see a 5th dwarf coming out really fast. Yeah, that's interesting. We'll see how things are going to go here for Yoshii as the game continues along, and we will be seeing a very delayed advance time here from Armycore. Very peculiar. I'm not sure what the plan is where that's concerned, but he's going through Prometheus at a 5:05, and Ward's going to be coming up. So the general prognosis, the general consensus of Atlantean players is that that Odin against Oranos is actually quite challenging, and the fast spam of Ulfsark in the early game can be really tough to deal with. So what do you do? How do you deal with it? And I think I came up with somewhat of an answer. And effectively, you can just go for a 430 and drop double military academy, so long as you've got the hunt to support it, and then you can defend against that early game pressure that the Odin player is going to put onto you. But you do have to have a very smart game plan where that's concerned. And we'll see how things are going to go. If that's what Armycore is going to go for, he might drop a second town center or something. He's got a lot of resources in the bank. He's got 4 villagers on food at this point, as Freya does come through for Yoshii. I'd be surprised to see anything other than some longhouses and some Ulfsark coming out. As you can see, look at this. He's already got himself. It's 5 minutes and 5 seconds into the game. He's got himself 4 Herser. 4 Herser at 5 minutes and 5 seconds into the game. I think this is an incredible amount of units out at this point to have. He's at 38 population. He's got plenty of resources in the bank. He's making Ulfsark. He's going to have a fantastic game moving forward here in this location. As we are now starting to see the counter barriers coming in. We got the spinned building. We got the spinned counter barracks. I like this. I like this play. He's trying to box around this gold mine just a little bit better than otherwise. I've used this width. I think it's a square though. So is this more or less? I mean, he could have easily just plonked it a little bit further over anyways, but he's going to try and wall off this entirety of this thing over here, as we are seeing a second town center coming down now for Armycore. So he's playing this one incredibly defensively, which I do like, but I think the best way to go for a second town center now, the more that I play this, as we do see the heroes coming in, the best way to go for a second town center nowadays with Atlantean is to go for a 4:30 advance time, drop the town center as you're advancing, and as soon as you hit the classical age, drop yourself Valor with your 3 Oracle heroes on that citizen as well. So you get your 3 Oracle heroes to defend, and you get a hero citizen getting your town center up. I think that's the best way to... I'm not sure if it's the fastest way to get a second town center, but I think it's the safest way to get a second town center. As the Oracle's coming over here, we do see that hero Mermilla is going to get sniped down. Big retreat there from Armycore. Keeps that Mermilla alive with just a little bit of HP here, as the Kyroballists are going to start coming through to defend over here, as the Ulfsark searching around on this position. As soon as that town center goes up though, Yoshii should start thinking about, maybe I just grab my own second town center, and he already has thought about it, as the town center does end up coming up for Yoshii. So he's going to have a crazy amount of economy moving forward in this game. And not only that, does he have himself Lone Wanderer already? He already has Lone Wanderer, as we see the wooden wall getting dropped down there, but the villager will get pulled back into the sanitary tower. While I like the idea, it's new, it's cool, whatever. I don't particularly like this as a thing in Age mythology. I don't particularly like it. The reason for it is when you push it to the extreme, it means that you should never. It means that if you try and raid any player, they're going to be able to block your army in with those things, and you're not going to be able to get out. So it's going to really, really shut down raids if you push it to the nth degree, where people use those buildings, use those wall segment to the nth degree. It's just going to shut raiding out of the game, and people are just going to say, "Well, I'm not going to raid you because I know I'm going to lose my entire army if I decide to move into your base," which is a little bit sad when you think about it. So. Hopefully, not hopefully. I think for the foreseeable future, most tournaments are going to be keeping that usage on ban, and it's gonna be fine. But that's how things are going here on the ladder here. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. It's fine. I mean, people can just decide not to play you. Is the general consensus? It's like, yeah, you could cast Gaia Forest on your opponent's gold mine, but I'm not going to play with you anymore if you do that. So you get your 1 win, but that's it. As the Skraeling going to be retreating over here, we see walls coming up on this position over there. This Armycore now going to start looking for some raids. Now, the big question is where to now for Armycore? Armycore's got a lot of villagers on gold here at this point. He's got a lot of villagers on food here as well. He might want to consider just taking these villagers off of gold and just chucking them all onto food, as the Mermillo are going to be getting chased around here. Seeing what they can do here as those units getting taken out. We can see Yoshii, he's got this all walled off, as the units here not going to be able to do all too much. And you can already see Yoshii is trying to get a little bit of this blockageness happening. I mean, if he set it up a little bit faster and had all the units in position to block the units from retreating away, they wouldn't have been able to get out. But anyways, I mean, that was kind of a crazy raid. Anyways, from Armycore, just running in, getting a bit of scouting action going on. Yoshii's on 3 town centers now. His economy is going to be absolutely pumping here. And you can just see how crazy big Odin's economy can be as we do see those Prometheans coming in here. How crazy strong and Odin's economy can be if you give him the chance to make that happen. He's also probably already got... No, he doesn't have an armory up yet. Is he building an armory somewhere yet? No, he might just be wanting to pump the units out here. He's got all the economy in the world here to spam raiding cavalry or throwing axemen or Ulfsarks or anything else. As the Mermillo moving around on this location, looking for something to take out. More houses coming down. Still no armory for Yoshii. I'm surprised he didn't just rush Heroic Age here. Because you get access to Frost, and Frost is just bonkers to stop the units from attacking. But I imagine Armycore's got to be thinking about going to the next age fairly soon. You can see him throwing down some more buildings. Still no armory just yet, but lots and lots of gold in the bank here as his Mermillo do find their way over here. Beautiful retreat there from Yoshii. He pulls back. Just a handful of dwarves there. But... we will be seeing him now throwing the armory. Oh, he hasn't finished it, though. There's Yoshii just trying to pump out all his units here. Still doesn't have all his houses up just yet. There's the units pulling back in onto this location. Town center getting some action over here. As the armory now going to get finished off here. I imagine we will be seeing an armory fairly shortly here from Armycore. He's getting himself his town center here. His 3rd town center. No surprises, no problems there. He's probably already on full citizens, or just about maybe on like 23 citizens here, I would guess. So not getting that town center really doesn't matter. I think rushing a 3rd town center, if you get an early 2nd town center, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Getting it a little bit later, like Armycore's getting now, is completely fine. As the Elves start coming in onto this position, we'll see if those Mermillo can win this fight or not. As Yoshii should be heading to the next age fairly soon. He's still getting those pigs over here. He's got a little bit of hunt in the corner of the map. He's finishing up on the elephants over here. As it does look like those Mermillo will just barely win this fight. It's very close. Looks like the Ulfsark wins with 1 unit as the villager will be retreating back here at this point. As Armycore pulling back. As he is still not going to the next age. I'm surprised. He doesn't have the resources for that. Just like, I guess it's, yeah, he's got 1,000 food. If you swap that 1,000 food into 500 food, he's got 700. If you swap that 1,000 gold into food, he's got 700 food, and he's going to be advancing now. But yeah, it can be tough to play Oranos. Oranos is a hard god. Oranos is a hard god, guys. As Yoshii's going to be retreating back. I imagine, is he advancing yet? Yes, he will be. He's going to be going up through Skadi. Though, sometimes you will see Yoshii going Njord here. I think that Yoshii might have the confidence to go Njord. No, he's going Skadi. Yoshii's in a fairly commanding position here, and having access to Walking Woods might be enough for him to push through. But just the value of Skadi is just too bonkers big to just ever consider going Njord, I guess, in this matchup on a land map. As units are going to be pushing around here. You see Temple coming up on this position here for Yoshii as he's continuing to fight this one, keeping Armycore at bay here. As Armycore is still not able to go next age here. He's got so many villagers on food here. He's finishing up on these hippopotamus, throwing some more buildings down over here. His production is still coming through. We do see the Kyroballister in the back. He's going to be doing some good damage over here, but it looks like Yoshii's army is just a little bit too strong here. His economy is a little bit too big. On 126 or 145 pop here. He's going to be retreating right now, but his army's going to just immediately repopulate. Look at this. He's got 4 longhouses here. The temples are all going to be coming up here as well to spam out those frost giants immediately. He's going to be making 3 frost giants immediately plus the free one. So he's going to be at 4 frost giants in about 20 seconds. Is it 20 seconds? I think it is. Yeah, 20 seconds to train that frost giant there. And you can see him grabbing all of those at this point. He's also getting rhymes straight away there as well. So we'll see how things are going to go. As the Kyroballister are moving through, we do see the Hill Fort coming in. It can be worth casting Frost down on this position, but it's kind of low value in a way. As Armycore now going through Thea, we do see a longhouse coming up here by Yoshii to try and prevent this from coming up. as the village is finishing up on the remainder of the crowned grain over there. And these frost giant coming out, they're going to be so absurdly scary here, because like not only does he have the, well, he's going to have 3 frost giants here. He's got this one over here as well, the rhyme coming through. But not only does he have that, but after this fight, after this frost here, he's going to have even more favor to produce even more frost giants. And the only real way to counter these frost giants is kind of mass Stymphalian birds and staying away from those throwing axemen as best as you can from the Oranos perspective. The other option is obviously Lampedes. Could be a way forward as well where that's concerned. It's Yoshii trying to push through. There's the Thea coming in for Armycore as he's retreating away from this frost here. Units getting prevented from retreating there from the frost giants. As Armycore pulls back here, does turn around, gets a little bit more damage done, but Armycore is still kind of stuck here. Whoops, we hit play fast. It's just a little bit stuck here in this game. He still can't get this town center up. He's not able to get over here, and I feel like Yoshii is just going to be able to hold on to this as the Throwing Axemen going to be retreating back, getting a couple more buildings up. We see, oh, he's got to click that idle military button every so often there, and we'll see how the frost giants turn around, do what they can here. Stymphalian birds, they are a real hard counter though to the frost giants. So if you, how much favor does Armycore have? He doesn't really have a whole lot. He's getting some dryads out. They're going to be a big help moving forward. Townsend is still not able to come up here for Armycore. Lots of resources in the bank. No market just yet, but he can throw one down fairly shortly. Those citizen over here can eat these crown crane here if he so chooses. As the villagers over here can eat the elephant on that location. Going to be getting out some husk skulls there to deal with the impending Arcus that are going to be coming from Armycore's units here. As you can see, the Stymphalian bird now going to start getting taken down there by the throwing axeman. That upgrade here is so strong here, plus 200% bonus damage against those Stymphalian birds. Effectively shuts them down completely here. As now that upgrade is out, you need some way to snipe down those throwing axemen first. So it can be really, really tough to make this work here. As the frost giants are slowly getting picked off, but I imagine Yoshii, he's got a market set up. He's starting the trader out already. He is going to be having a huge Ragnarok coming for us very, very soon, I'm sure. He's got 155, 160 population, like 70, 80 villagers already out, currently gathering here with 26, 25, 23 there on food, wood, gold, respectively. Absolutely insane amount of economy coming forward there. As Armycore here, he's still stuck in the heroic age. He doesn't quite have the resources. Does he have the armor upgrade, economic upgrades? He does have a quarry in, but he's got 10 villagers on gold here at this point, trying to spam out everything he can. Now he does have access to the Stymphalian, not Stymphalian, but a Hesperus tree with these dryads. So technically, if he can maintain this production, he does, and have like himself, have himself 5 dryads out at a time at 140 population. He technically does have kind of 155-ish population if you consider the dryads 3 population apiece, which I think is a fair estimate for what their value is. So Armycore might be able to win this fight moving forward, but that's basically just because Yoshii, he's got too much economy now. He's gearing up for this. He's gearing up for this Ragnarok. 100% he's gearing up for this Ragnarok. So we'll see how things are going to go here as the town center now coming through. Yoshii can sell all of this gold, wood that he's got for gold as well, but he's just spamming units in. And this is giving Armycore a bit of a chance here, I would say, because Armycore is actually trading relatively well here. He's making himself the hero Arcus here in the back as well. I don't feel like that's really worth it. Just save all the favor for Stymphalian birds. Honestly, it's kind of the only way to make it work. As it does seem like Armycore has managed to survive in this position. We do see the villagers coming over here as the Olves are going to be turning around and fighting here, but this one lone Stymphalian bird enough here to hold on to this location here nicely. We do still have two shockwaves remaining here for Armycore, so we'll see what he's going to use for those here as Jarl's coming in, but we do have catapulties have been made. These catapulties are incredibly strong against cavalry. They are arguably the best counter cavalry unit in the game in terms of DPS. They're way better than Prodromus. It's just that they're slow at only 4.95 speed, but they do so much damage to those cavalry. We'll see how things are going to go as the town center finally gets up for Armycore as he's continuing to put the pressure on. But Yoshii, I mean, he's just a little bit low on food. Just take all those villagers off of Does he have the access to those upgrades? He's got all the upgrades he needs, but just take the villagers off of wood and put them onto farms, and your food is going to skyrocket. Seems to be the easiest answer here as Hyena getting taken out. We do see some docks coming down onto this position. They are in range of dock fire there, of that siege ship fire. Same too with this pond over there. So you've got to be a little bit careful with that one if your name is Yoshii here. As Armycore pushing through. Yoshii, so many resources here. If he sells all of that food, all of that wood, he'll have about 3,500-ish gold. And then he can buy himself 1,000 food there and just advance and be in a fantastic position. But Armycore is making a really, really nice comeback here thus far. He just needs to get to the next age and start making Fanatics, and he might be able to hold, or Fanatics and Palace, and he might be able to hold against the Ragnarok. This has to be his 100% his everything moving forward here in this game. So we do see a Sentry Tower coming down for Armycore as he realizes how important this location is going to be. I mean, the other option here for Yoshii is to just go for Fimbulwinter here and not go for Ragnarok at all, and make like Ulfsark from his villagers, cut down his total villager count here, utilize Yorman Elvers and to control this location over here. As we do see, look, this citizen just tanking for days here. Going to be easily able to get that tower up, as you do see a siege beam coming out for Armycore. He does decide to retreat before the sentry tower is up though, as he wants to keep the citizen alive rather than kind of sacrificing it in that location there. As the tower now coming up for Yoshii as he's trying to hold this one, as we do see a Drakkar coming out for Yoshii, trying to hold onto that water over there, as Armycore slowly managing to push through onto this location over here. As Yoshii still not quite getting the resources to advance, but he has gotten a few more villages on food now as his resources are starting to come out. His armory for Yoshii has not really been touched here, which is a big surprise considering how big his economy is. We'll see if he can get some of those upgrades out. He should be able to get to full bronze by the time he clicks Ragnarok here very easily if he throws another armory down, clicks advance, and starts getting those armory upgrades immediately upon advancing. We do see the siege beams trying to take down this sentry tower. They don't really do all too much damage versus sentry towers because they don't have. I think it's because they have a bonus against buildings. Is how it works. No, 50% reduction damage against buildings. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not sure how these units work. It's because they got crush damage only. I think it's because they got crush damage only, and I could be wrong about that. There is a reason. There is a reason why they don't do damage against buildings being constructed. I think it's because constructed buildings have like a extra crush armor or something. Could be wrong about that. Someone let me know if you know. Someone let me know. I don't know. Though I'm actually getting some good damage done onto those Stymphalian birds there as Yoshii pushing forward. Yoshii still not clicking up to the next age. He's finally starting to get some armory upgrades here as a third armory going to come down. As Yoshii realizes the best way forward here is going to be a real big attack here, but like Armycore here is still hard stuck here. He's made the trade route. It's incredibly inefficient. He has villagers over here as well, so he could have thrown the market in the corner over here, but just not going for it. As Yoshii's going to be cutting off that corner there, but the economic advantage that Yoshii has managed to construct here is just so absurdly big. And now he picks tier. He doesn't want the free win, ladies and gentlemen. He picks tier. He's confident in his abilities to hold on here. So let me talk you through the Norse progression if you don't go Ragnarok. The Norse progression to the late game. Essentially, the Norse progression is you want to over-economize, go up to about 100 villages on, basically about 100 villages. That's about 20 ox caravans and 80 villages. And while you're doing that, that allows you to get the excess resources you need to afford military buildings, as we see Armycore tapping out there. I'm going to finish my statement first. To afford military buildings, to afford armory upgrades, to get all your economic upgrades out. And once you've got all of those, your line upgrades, once you've got all of those upgrades up, then what you do is you grab your villagers and you just send them forward. You want to basically, you go tier, so you want to have Berserker Gang as well. And if you go through Bragi, then those upgrades for the Ulfsarks as well. But you send your villagers forward once you've got all your upgrades, and you just convert them into Ulfsark, and you start spamming buildings or attacking a location. And then you end up dropping your villager count from 100 down to about 60-ish. So you have like 20 on food, 20 on wood, or 30 on food, 10 on wood, and 20 ox caravans. And you can actually support that as Norse in the late game because of this upgrade, Winter Harvest, which really helps your food income, and obviously the ox caravans are really strong. But that tends to be the way you get to the late game, and that's kind of what Yoshii was trying to do here. Going through tier here, the whole reason for tier it was simply just to get Yorm and Elves out and then take this down center down and just be a little bit annoying. But I think if you picked Balladar, he would have won. If you picked tier, he would have won. But Armycore just not able to stay alive here in this game and find any sort of advantage here. And I think a lot of that was just down to his kind of poor economic management, not able to get to the heroic age fast enough. You got the heroic age a little bit faster, having access to those Stymphalian birds and securing this town center and maybe getting to the mythic age, you would have been in a little bit of a better position if you ask me. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.